on my end. Whenever you want to rock and roll, you show.
Okay. Welcome to the April 20th, 2026 Thornapple Kellogg Board of Education meeting held at the Early Childhood Center. Call to order. Brenda, may we have the roll call for the board, please?
Brock, Hess here, Wenger,
Here.
Hilton, here, Price, Stanton,
Here.
Flickema.
Here.
All set.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remove your hats. Next item on the agenda is to approve the agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, we had a motion by Ms. Hilton and a support by Mr. Flickema. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. All right, the fun part of our job, student recognition. We have lots of students with us tonight for student recognition. We will start with Odyssey of the Mind students first. Jackie Schneider, do you want to come forward to highlight your program and introduce your coaches and students?
Thank you so much. Hi, I'm Jackie Schneider. I'm a fifth grade teacher at Page, but I'm also the district coordinator for Odyssey of the Mind. I cannot tell you how proud I am of all of these kids. We had over 100 kids participate in our program this year, equaling 18 teams. That is the most our district has ever had in terms of teams. So very, very proud of that. Thank you, Maggie. So this year, our students span all the way from kindergarten up to 12th grade, including a couple kiddos that received scholarships from Odyssey of the Mind. We had one primary team this year, several Division I, which is elementary, several Division II, which is middle school, and 2 high school teams, which is Division III. Unfortunately, not everybody was able to make it today, but we can recognize all the teams anyway. So I'll go ahead and call up, did anybody from Sahara Basie's team come today? Nope, that's our primary team. I wasn't sure if they would come. Anyway, I want to recognize that team. They don't go to state because they're primary, but those students are kindergartners and first graders, and they come into this with zero knowledge of what Odyssey of the Mind is. And they learn about teamwork. They learn about perseverance. They learn how to be creative and really tap into all of that potential that an elementary student has. And then they learn everything that there is about Odyssey of the Mind before they move on to Division I. So really proud of those kiddos as well. All right, I'll go ahead and recognize, I guess, we'll start with our teams. So, so we'll bring our littles up first. So this is a Division I team coached by myself and Sunday Bosworth. This team was comprised of second and third graders. Second graders in our program are technically still primary, but because they had third graders on their team, they compete at the next level up, which is Division I. And they did make it to state, which was really exciting for them. So, well. All right, our next team, I'm just gonna look around the room here. All right, Laura Weeks, I'll have you and your team come on up.
We got one representative.
Perfect. And I don't know if any of the coaches want to say anything either. So, the nice thing about being the coordinator for the district is that I was able to attend at least one practice of every single team, which means I met every single kid in this program, and it's super exciting. So, thank you. So for these students on Laura's team, I was so impressed because when you have coaches like Laura coming into this that are new and are really just taking it, head on and giving it every single thing that they have, and then they make it to state, it is just the most phenomenal thing to see these kids thrive and succeed and feel just so good about the hard work that they put in. So congratulations to Laura and your team. All right.
Out the kids' names.
Oh, yeah, sure,
So
yeah.
is that Laura's team?
This is Laura's team. Yep.
Sarah?
All right. This is Iris Opria.
So maybe we can have the kids come up. So which team did you just mention? Laura Weeks'
Yeah.
team? So if you want to call those kids up
Perfect.
and then
All right.
they can.
Olivia. Iris. And then, did we have any other ones from your team come? All right, do you want to take these with you, or do you want me to take them again? All right, excellent, thank you so much. All right, and then my littles, I'll have you guys come on up, okay? So Ayla Schneider. Good job. Ayla, oh, you can go shake hands. Can you shake hands? James. All right, Josie Vonneter. Congratulations, honey. Adeline Bosworth. There you are. Nice job. All right, and then not in attendance today for that team, we have Geneva Walber, Charlie Bouchard, Brooklyn Filipiak, and James Schmader. Nice job. All right, I'll go ahead and call up the next team. So this one was actually also coached by Sunday Bosworth and myself. So can I have Kaden and Jacob come on up? I know you guys are here. Thank you guys so much. This team right here, you guys, I have to say, so this team is made up of half of my own students from my classroom. And what a fun experience to be able to teach these kids during the day and then watch them let loose with Odyssey of the Mind in the evenings. And just so much untapped creativity in all of these kids. So congratulations to you guys. Jacob, here you go. And then you can walk up. Kaden, there you go, sir. You're welcome. All right, and then from this team, not in attendance tonight, I don't believe, unless I missed somebody, just yell, okay? Isla McEwen, Ryan Endress, Holden Terpstra, Braylon Schnell, and Colton Curvin. Thank you so much. All right, Lydia, I'll have you come up. All right, our next team was coached by Lydia Dietz. So Lydia's had the privilege of being on both sides of this as a coach and a parent, especially a parent of somebody that went to Worlds last year. She did such a phenomenal job with her team this year. I was so impressed with their ideas, with their construction, with just all of the things that they came up with. And when you watch these kids perform and you see what they've been able to create, you don't look at them and think like, oh my gosh, like these are 4th and 5th graders and look what they did, you know? It's just really impressive, all the things that they were able to do. So good job, everybody. Ari, here you go. And then you can go. Do you want me to give these to you, or are you going to see them again? Or yeah, I'll see them at school. Okay. All right, Dean Miller, here you go, sir. Yeah, good job, buddy. All right, did the clappers come, Evelyn? No. Okay. All right, Tyler, here you go. And Aaliyah, nice job. Thank you. And then not in attendance from this team, we have Harper Ustindy and Edwin Clapper. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, our next team, coached by Marina Jurink and Nate Glass. I'm not sure if they were able to come tonight. All right, so I'll just say a little bit about this team. So Marina and Nate are first-time coaches this year, and it is a big commitment to coach an Odyssey of the Mind team because we start in like September, October, and some of these teams don't end until the end of the school year if they go to Worlds, like one of our teams. So for them to step into that role and really take that on, I was so proud of them and impressed with just the dedication of the coaches on their part and what they were able to do with their kids. And then watching that team of second and third graders go to state finals and just it's really exciting to see all the things that they can do. So in recognitions, we have Calvin Jurink, Larson Welker, Gavin Gless, Adeline Middlemiss, and Hannah Slayton. So congratulations to them. All right, our next team, I know they were unable to make it today. The coach was anyway. Do I have anybody from the Wittridge team here today? I Ryan, come on up. All right, so this team coached by Hannah Wittridge and Elena Truer, they had big shoes to fill, and they really took that challenge on, and I'm so proud of them and everything that they were able to do despite all of the hardship that team faced this year. So congratulations to all of them. We'll start with Brian Verberg. Congratulations, buddy. And then not in attendance tonight, we have Aubrey Gilbert, Cassidy Robinette, Claire Wittridge, Mackenzie Hechtman, Sage Filipiak, and Zane Truer. All right, I know my coach is here for this team. Danielle Plummer, come on up. All right, excellent. So Danielle is one of our veteran coaches and doing a phenomenal job year after year after year. And coaching middle school kids is an interesting opportunity for our coaches. So we appreciate everything that she did with her team and the relationship that she was able to build with them. She's coached several of these kids for, a few years now. So you really get to know each other. And they faced a lot of really interesting challenges this year, including losing their device, which was the key component to their performance and their problem a week before competition, and then having to rebuild it, and then tying for third, right? Mm-hmm. They did incredible at state finals. The dedication from the kids and their ability to really see all of that through, even when it would have been easier for them to quit, and they just stuck it out. I'm so proud of them. So congratulations, kids. Here you go. No, Maya? No. There you go. Thank you. And then not in attendance for this team, we have Michael Barrett, Brandon Prime, Colton Blue, and Maya Usland. All right, next up, Coach Lambitz. Can I get you up here, please? All right, Coach Lambitz is another one of our veteran coaches, and I am very fortunate that he is my son's coach as well and has been coaching him for several years. This team is made up of a lot of very creative kids that have been doing this for a long time, and when you watch their performances, that shows. They are nothing short of a well-oiled machine, and there's not enough amazing things that I can say about all of these kids. So nice job, everybody. Landon Lambitz, here you go. Max Schneider. Sophia Weeks. Katie Wittridge, who's absent. Zoe Gamotes. And Ari Van Ravensway. Thank you. All right, Coach Holzhausen, can I get you next? All right, Teresa Holzhausen is another one of my veteran coaches, and I just want to say just a big thank you to my coaches. They know that this is not an easy job, but it's kind of like being a teacher. It's very fulfilling and just super rewarding because you get to see that growth in the kids. So I just want to say thank you to all of my coaches and especially my veteran coaches that come back year after year to help guide these kids through this process. So Teresa, I was really fortunate to watch this team grow. She's been coaching a handful of these same kids for several years. I remember seeing them when they were third graders, and now watching them at this level, even some of them being former students of mine, the growth that they have shown in this program and what they're able to come up with and create and build with their own two hands is phenomenal. Just from regionals to state alone, they made some of the most impressive improvements to their set that I've ever seen. So they did a great job this year and earned every point of getting to those state finals. So nice job, guys. All right. Zach Holzhausen. All right. Claire Hall. There you go. Derek Bont. All right, Tegan, not here. Will you see him? Okay. All right, Oliver Salvador. All right, and Kaylin Thornton. All right. Okay, Thank you so much. All right. All right, next up, we have Division II team coached by Tori Pelton. They were unable to make it tonight, scheduling conflicts and things. So I just want to say that this team right here, coached by Tori, Tori is another one of our veteran coaches. I actually had the privilege of coaching with her when our children did primary together. So she's done such a great job guiding her team through all of these things. And her team, I have to say, I was really impressed this year when they chose problem 4, which for those of you that are unfamiliar, problem 4 in Odyssey of the Mind is a balsa wood problem. It's a structure problem. And in my opinion, the hardest problem that there is. But some kids really thrive on that. Her team was able to create a structure that held, I can't remember exactly how much they held, but it was several hundred pounds. Nice. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So for them to be able, and this is all the kids, this is the kids learning about structures, learning how to build things, learning about which glues hold better and how all of this works. They were able to continue building on that and hold more weight when they went to state finals. And not only that, just really kill it with a performance that was full of creativity and just one of the best sets that I've seen in a long time. So really proud of that team. So congratulations to Sawyer Pelton, Felix Preston, Sebastian Preston, Nora McEwen, Clara McEwen, and Quinn Camper. All right, Christy Eggers, come on up. All right, this team right here, my high school teams are phenomenal. They, you know, you have to think, a lot of these kids have been doing this since they were little, and so by the time you get to the high school level, the things that they create are jaw-dropping. I remember coming to see their performance before regionals and just being blown away. They were doing the same problem as one of my teams as well, and just seeing the ideas that they came up with, and you know, like trash in a couch cushion, and just all of the amazing things that they were able to come up with. Just really, really insane creativity, and a really fun group of kids to work with. So congratulations to your team. All right, Leo, did you weird?
It's just me and Maddie
Oh,
here.
okay. All right. All right, and then Anna Dunkelberger, who's not here. Madeline Eggers. Lillian Eggers. I'll give that to you. Keegan Simmerly. Chloe Marquis. And Ellie Baronic. All right.
These are back for you and put it here. I can send them out to the kids.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. All right. Last but not least, Olivia Lewis. Come on up with your team. All right. I have to brag about this team for just a second. So I don't know how many of you know, but Olivia Lewis is an English teacher here at TK at the high school, and this is her first real year coaching a team, and they're going to Worlds. Yeah. So, this is a really interesting dynamic here because, like I said before, you compete at the highest level of grade on your team. Olivia's team is made up of 5 8th graders and 1 9th grader, and they compete at the Division III level. And I wish I could show everybody the things that I've seen this season and what they were able to come up with. The first time I watched their performance, I thought I was going to really disrupt them because I was laughing so hard, and I really just couldn't contain it. They had things like crazy sound effects. They were bursting through paper walls. I mean, they really did an outstanding job this year with a group of kids that, you know, you never really would have thought to put together just because of the grade difference. Every single one of those kids stepped up to that challenge and just hit it out of the park. So congratulations, you guys have earned every bit of this. All right, Maxwell Keast, who is not here tonight. Okay, Allie Rawlings. Anna Bolt. Kayla Gunning. Marla Kanuski. And Peyton Thompson. All right, that's the last of it. That's a lot of teams. We sent 12 teams to state finals, which is incredible because that's how many teams our entire program had last year, was 12. And we sent 12 to state. So that's huge. I know not a lot of people really understand what Odyssey of the Mind is, so I encourage you next year, come to regionals, come to state finals. TK hosts state finals every single year, and it is a huge event. It's huge. So if you are curious about what this program is and I have intrigued you in any way, check it out, ask me questions, check out the website. There's just a lot of really amazing things going on with the most creative kids we have. So thank you guys so much.
We have girls wrestling.
Yeah.
Girls wrestling.
Good evening. Thank you for having us. Got two of my three state qualifiers here this year. So girls wrestling is the fastest growing sport in high school and college in the United States right now. We started out with 3 girls on our team 5 years ago, and we had 18 on the team this year. So really, really incredible. I'll start with Adelaide Holderman. Is not here tonight. She's probably playing softball, I'm sure, but runner up in the state, 25-3 record. Really, 3 of the girls here are 3 of my captains, so really well represented well. And then Riley Alberts, junior, 32 wins, district champion. My favorite match, Riley this year, was her district championship match. She threw the best left-handed headlock I've ever seen in my life. She was tied 15-15 with about 30 seconds left, threw on her back and pinned her, so it was pretty awesome. And then Maddie Chipman. Maddie, for those of you that don't know, wrestled down south, like Southbury County for a couple years. Didn't wrestle for me last year. This year came out, state qualifier, won a match at state. My favorite match with Maddie this year was when she punched her ticket to state, and there was a whole row of Hastings coaches and parents behind her, so it was pretty awesome. So, Maddie Chipman and Riley Alberts. Yeah, I'll give you the certificate. Okay. Go ahead.
I would assume. Boys wrestling is up next. Hello, I'm Coach Flecky, so primarily the boys side, but I help Craig with the girls side as well. So we are a co-ed team technically as far as team-wise stuff goes. The boys and girls have their individual sides of it, but if it's a team district or regional or state, they can wrestle as a team. So some team things, we were conference champs this year, which was awesome. We got beat by Whalen in the regular conference match, and then at the individual side, we ended up scoring 6.5 points more than them to edge them to win the conference, which was pretty cool to end that. We were also district champs, so we then faced Whalen in the first round of districts, and we beat them by, I believe, 22 points. So that was good. We flipped that duel around, and then we wrestled at Seago and beat them by about 12 to win the district, so that was cool. We were also team academic all-state, so that's a combination of boys and girls. So they take the top 14 GPAs. Coach Reeder puts that all together, and we send it into the state, and so the top 8 teams are recognized for academics, so that's pretty impressive. We also had Albury County. We had first team was Blake Bossenberger, Jackson Smith, Camden Peter. Our all-conference was Garrett Grummett, Camden Peter, Abram Dutcher, Blake Bossenberger, and Jackson Smith. Our state qualifiers this year, we had Garrett Grummett, which is in the middle here. We had Blake Bossenberger and Jackson Smith. So we took They were also our only 3 to make it out of districts. So all 3 made it then out of regionals, which is top 4. And then at the state tournament, it's top 8 to place, and they all took 8th place to be all state. So they all squeaked right in there. They all had very close matches to be higher up on that. Very close matches that could have went either way, but to take 3 kids to regionals and then 3 kids to state and they all place is kind of unheard of. It's kind of a cool thing to do. So those were some of the big accomplishments of the year, especially at the beginning of the season. We started out kind of slow on a losing streak, and we only had 1 or 2 kids ranked in the state, and then the end of the year with 3. It was kind of a proud moment for all the coaching staffs and everyone involved in Middleville wrestling. So.
Got Jackson Smith, Garrett Grummett, and Blake Bossenberger.
Boys swim.
So my coach is not here, which is kind of fortunate because he said he'd show up. So it's kind of unprepared, but I'll go over what the season was like. So our swim team is composed of, I think, 4 other schools. The ones that I can think of right now are just Unity Christian and West Michigan Aviation. Started off the team, first day into practice, definitely saw a lot more boys than last year. It's probably double what we had last year, and it was mainly composed of freshmen, which is not usually what happens, but it's okay. We, in this season, went to 10 dual meets. 5 were for our conference, and 5 were just random dual meets DJ decided to go to. We ended with 5 wins and 5 losses, and we beat, in our conference, Grand Rapids Catholic Central and Grand Rapids Union. Later on in that season, we had a relay come to us at MISCO, which is basically a regionals meet for swimming. It combines all 3 divisions in Upper Peninsula to go down to whatever pool they want to host it at, and all the teams compete there. We brought 1 relay with an alternate, which was our diver for some reason, because he decided to not be a diver and decided to be a swimmer and be really, really fast. So a relay, I think we placed like 4th to last, which is okay because we barely snuck in there with the time. Me and another freshman qualified individually. That freshman, I'm going to refer to him as John. I think he was around that top 20 in the state for that MISCA meet for his backstroke. And then for me personally, I got 24th in the backstroke and 10th overall for fly. Later on, we went to conferences, which you don't need to qualify for. But we finished 3rd over Ottawa Hills, which is really, really huge because last year we finished 4th, which is really disappointing. We went to 2 invitationals. We won the first one in December. Second one, we lost by 5, which was really, really disappointing, but it's all right. We only had 2 boys qualify for states, which was me and the freshman. He qualified only for the 1 back. I qualified for 3. My coach told me, all right, so what do you want to swim? Because like, I have an idea, but it's going to be up to you. Decided to go against his idea. I personally think it went out well, which is okay. I think personally for this season, it was a lot more like mentally okay, just like everybody in the team going into like the beginning of the season, the mid-season, into conferences. But I think after that, when it was just me and the freshmen, it was kind of just really relax and chill because we're pretty quiet. We don't like to talk a lot. We just kind of get the work done, as my coach would say. So I think that played a factor into our state results. So our freshman, with his 1 event, he finished 17th in the state, which is really disappointing because you need to be top 16 to come back for finals. you need to be top 8 to place. For me, last year I finished 17th, so I feel like that's a curse to just pass it on to the freshmen, I guess. But I guess karma struck back with backstroke and fly. For my fly, I finished 25th in the state, and my backstroke, I finished 24th. And I think overall, it was just a better season, so I'm excited to see what we can do next year.
Business professionals.
All right. I'm Keith Hamming, and I've been the advisor of our Business Professionals chapter this is my 28th year. All but two of these students are new that are up here right now. We started with 12 this year and ended up sending 10 to states. Some of them are new, some of them were here last year at this meeting. And so we actually have 4 national qualifiers this year, so we'll be heading in May to compete at nationals. And so I just wanted to go through them. There are obviously 6 that couldn't make it, so I just wanted to go through the list of who we did have, even those that weren't able to make it here. So Emmeline Cartwright qualified for states in 2 events and then qualified for nationals. Reagan Chapman qualified for states in 2 events. Caitlin Chase qualified for states in 2 events and then placed in one of those events at states. Mackenzie Hookterp is up here, and she qualified for states in 3 events and qualified for nationals. So she's one of our national qualifiers. Adam McLaughlin had qualified for states in 4 events. Gage Novak qualified for states in 2 events. Carmen Reynolds is up here, and she qualified for states in 4 events and qualified for nationals in 2 events, and also was a state champion in one of her events. Megan Skidmore is up here. She qualified for states in 3 events and qualified for nationals in 2 events, and just missed being a state champion. She was 2nd place in one of her events. Lily Stora is not here tonight, but she qualified for states in 3 events. And Amelia Williams qualified for states in 1 event. And Amelia's right here too. So that's our group, and we have the 4 of them that are going on to nationals next month. And so I did just want to say I'm just super pleased and proud of these kids. They work hard, and they just every year they just kind of they blow me away with their success, and it's all them. I mean, they're the ones doing all of the work for it, and they work hard, and they learn how they have to prepare, and have just developed tons of skills with that, and just the kind of people that they've become too, as I've seen them, because I've seen like Carmen and Megan have been involved for quite a while, and some of the other ones too. So it's just really nice to see them grow and to have the success that they've had. I did want to publicly thank Bradford White for helping us pay for states, and for the Berry Community Foundation, the Youth Advisory Council, for giving us a grant to help us to cover costs for nationals too. So I wanted to make sure that that was mentioned. So, all right. Anyway, give you the certificates, and you can run the gauntlet up there. Caitlin's not here. Mackenzie, there you go. Go ahead.
Competitive cheer. You're up.
I was gonna say, yeah, I kept my speech short because I got a lot of kids. So I'm not, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Madeline Lula. Everybody calls me Coach Lou or Lou. This is my 3rd year head coaching, but I've been with the program 6 years. And every year when I think something can't get better, it does. And that year was just a true testament to that. So I do want to take a couple moments just to thank a couple of people. I can't possibly thank all of our sponsors, but we do have a few sponsors. And if you're in this room, thank you. We absolutely could not have had these vests or anything without you guys. So we're super thankful. I also want to thank the community, just in general. There are so many of you guys that support us in ways that were beyond our imagination. We had an amazing state send-off this year for the first time ever, where we got to sign autographs and do fun things. And so without the community support, we could never do what we're doing. But also I want to say a special thank you to my assistant coaching staff. They just are truly my right and left-hand mans, and I could not do coaching without them. So Savannah Price and Caitlin Baumgartner are my assistant coaches. They're both TK grads. I am not, so they hold down the fort for me. And I'm just truly so incredibly grateful. Yeah, they deserve a round of applause. Before I recognize, I'm not a good public speaker, but I can write, so I'll just read what I wrote. Before I recognize this year's varsity team, I want to start by highlighting the incredible growth of our program as a whole. Over the past year, we've seen nearly a 200% growth, expanding all the way down to our youngest athletes, which now we start at the kindergarten level. Our growth is a direct reflection of the culture, leadership, and standards set forth by our varsity athletes. This season also marked the return of our competitive JV program for the first time in over a decade. That addition has been instrumental in building depth, creating opportunities, and strengthening our program for the future. In addition to that, which I have failed to mention in my writing, this year we had a varsity team, a JV team, 2 competitive middle school teams, 2 youth 517 competitive teams, which are 3rd through 6th grade, and 110 athletes in our K through 6 sideline program. So that's pretty amazing. What makes this group, though, especially remarkable is that their impact goes far beyond their own performances. Our varsity athletes are actively involved in mentoring and working with the younger teams, all while balancing the demands of their own rigorous seasons. They are not only athletes, but leaders and role models who are shaping the next generation of our program. Which leads me to the girls' first accolade of the season, was that for the 3rd year in a row, our varsity program earned academic all-state honors both individually and recognizing their team cumulative GPA of over a 3.5. So with 22 girls, a 3.5 is pretty incredible. We also undeniably saw that the leadership translates directly into success on the mat. This team earned the title of OK Gold Conference champions for the 4th consecutive year, finished district and regional runner-up, went on to place 7th at the state finals, and it was their 3rd visit in 4 years, their 3rd visit to the state finals in 4 years, which if we go next year will be virtually the longest streak of any high school student of ever going to state finals, so that will be pretty amazing. Yeah, my one senior next year will be the first kid ever, if we go to state finals, to ever go that number of years in her career, which is amazing. Went on to place 7th at the state finals, and along with that, broke 2 out of 4 school records, and came within just 0.2 of a point of breaking a 3rd of the 4th school record. Which were set actually back, well, one of them was set when a couple of these girls were freshmen, but one was set back when Coach Van was on the team. So really cool that the girls they loved that they broke Coach Van's record, which was awesome. As coaches, we are incredibly proud of these girls and their accomplishments. They are relentless, they are hardworking, they are incredible leaders, incredible athletes, but first and foremost in student athletics, they're incredible students and people. And so we're so fortunate for that. This is another thing I just want to point out, we are super eager to watch and support our senior class that's getting ready to graduate. In my 6 years with the program, I've only ever had 1 athlete go to college to do any cheerleading sports. And this year, we have 3 committed, but probably we'll have 4 senior athletes continuing their cheerleading career next year. So special highlight out to Mia Hilton, who will be continuing her career at Indiana Wesleyan University, Peyton Gator, who will be continuing her career at Northern Kentucky University, Clara Kovich, who will be continuing her career at Davenport University, and then hopefully Kaylee Clark will also be continuing her career at Michigan State University. So a big shout out to those seniors. And then finally, we're excited to, like I said, excited to watch and support our graduating athletes as they move into their next steps, and also very eager to watch these returners carry on the legacy that's been built for them decades deep of small town strong. So with that being said, I want to recognize the girls. A couple of them are not in attendance. I know a lot of them are working the track meet tonight, and I have softball kids and track kids, and they're all state and track. They're sweet. So Carla Ballister, Cheyenne Beek, Kaylee Clark. If you are here, come get your certificate. Mackenzie Zarnecki, Toby DeGroot, Peyton Gator, Carly Halifax, Katrin Hilton, Mia Hilton, who's not here, but it's her sister, Olivia Jones, Clara Kovich, Hella LeClaire, Chloe Lamakaski, Sophie Lamakaski, Kieran Merrill, Peyton Morgan, Josie Raphael, Sienna Schock, Izzy Slagle, Emma Seiswerda, Bella Wilcoxon, and Peyton Wilkerson. And that's all.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Could you please move forward? That was a great turnout, though. Yeah, that was.
All right. Thank you for all the students. Superintendent's report is up next.
Thank you, Tyler. And as I look at the clock, that was 41 minutes of just pure joy that as a superintendent, I'm sure I can speak on behalf of the board. That is why every single one of us are up here, putting the time, to provide opportunities for our kids and to watch our kids be successful. So my heart couldn't be happier. I know every individual up here feels that exact same way. It's 41 minutes of individual stories, student stories, coaches donating their time, just pure greatness, and everything that our mission and model about developing the greatest potential in our students and staff. You saw that work for 41 minutes. So I could probably thank them for 41 minutes because I'm that grateful, and it's just amazing. It truly is, encompasses our community and what we stand for. So thank you to the coaches and thank you for the student athletes. I know most of them have left, but I still want to make sure we give them grace and show our thanks for the great things and how they're representing TK schools. So again, thank you. Very, very warm welcoming to see the greatness taking place. The next thing I have is another huge thank you this past weekend. Some of you may know this, some of you may not, but it was prom at Thornapple Kellogg High School. And for those of you that are in our industry, you know that prom takes a great deal of staff volunteers, many of them sitting in this room right now, to put on a safe, successful, and fun experience for our kids. And I got around today in the building, spoke to some staff over the weekend as well, and I heard nothing but positive things about our prom. So thank you to the staff for donating your time and making sure our students are safe at prom. And also thank you to our students for keeping prom safe, and as I tell my own kids, making great, safe choices. This week, Wednesday, April 22nd, is Admin Assistance Day. So we have several admin assistants throughout our district, central office, all the way down to our early childhood and transportation departments as well. So I would encourage you all to shoot them a kind message on Wednesday, because they are the brains behind the operations in all of our buildings. They know where every person is supposed to be every minute of the day. They tell principals, deputy superintendents, directors, superintendents where to go and when to be there, and our organization would be lost without them. So to our admin assistants, we see you, we feel you, we appreciate you, and we look forward to celebrating you on Wednesday, April 2nd. On Friday, you may see 14, I believe I heard, 14 big yellow limousines carting our kids throughout our area, as it is Thornapple Kellogg High School Service Day. So if you get a chance, get out and feel free to participate with them, chit-chat with them, ask them what they're doing, and let them brag about the work and projects that they're taking on. So thank you to our community partners for allowing us to organize the Service Day, and again, a shout out to the high school staff, as I've learned that this is a big undertaking for many people in the building and also over in transportation. So we're looking forward to that. On Friday, the 24th, as a reminder, looking ahead, graduation is May 21st. The forecast is 75 and sunny. I've seen the report already. It's going to be a beautiful day at 7 p.m. here at Thornapple Kellogg High School. So that's more for the board as a reminder. May 21st, 7 p.m. is graduation. We look forward to celebrating the success of the seniors that we have. The last thing that I have is congratulations goes out to Trustee Katie Stanton, Deputy Superintendent, and myself. We had the opportunity to attend the KIASB, which is Kent Intermediate Association School Board meeting, where it's the association, several different members from all the Kent ISD schools, and Katie Stanton, along with other local board members, were given various awards for completing different classes. And thank you to Katie for her commitment. She completed all level 1 classes and has become a certified board member status. That's the 100 level award. So I look forward to all our board members completing, I believe it's the 600 level classes I think I saw. So I challenge you all, and I'll keep it aside. Thank you, and we appreciate your commitment. So
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Any questions? That does conclude my superintendent report.
All right, we're on to public input. The Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on district matters. Members of the public may address the Board of Education during public comment for up to 3 minutes. Speakers will be recognized by the presiding officer and are asked to state their name, address, and group affiliation if applicable. As a reminder, all comments shall be directed to the board and not to staff or other participants. No participant may speak more than once. Participants may not behave in a manner that is disruptive to the orderly conduct of the meeting. The Board of Education does not respond to public comment. The superintendent will follow up with speakers when appropriate. At this time, we will begin public comment. Would anyone like to speak?
Hello, I am Nikki Witt. I live at 10645 Sundigo Drive. I teach here in the district at Page, 4th and now 5th grade this year. And I have 2 kids that are both at the middle school, still trying to warm up from that track meet that I spent 2.5 hours at. I am here today to speak regarding the group of LifeWise. Currently, as many of you know, they operate at our 2nd through 5th grade levels, meaning that only Lee and Paige are impacted by their services. I know the director personally, and she is a wonderful human, as are all the little kiddos that go. I have the honor of teaching 4 of them, and they are just amazing kids. So far, the director has been very respectful of kind of the school split and making sure that our students are back on time. I think it was the first time this week that my kids trailed in a couple minutes late. But it is my understanding that they are moving into the middle school next year. And I know they have asked permission to not only pull students from their lunch and downtime when they're able to be with their peers, but also asking for 8th graders to be able to leave Trozone. Trozone is an incredibly valuable academic asset for our students. For students that have missed a class, this is an opportunity for them to meet with teachers and get caught up on missing additional instruction or without missing additional instruction. For students that are permitted time and a half on assessments, this is a valuable block of time to be able to have that time again without missing instruction from other classes. For students that struggle in a particular area, this is a critical block of time for them to meet with teachers and receive support. And for students that are present and on track, it's an opportunity simply to complete their classwork. With both of our current middle school administrators stepping into new roles next year, I don't know who has the final decision on that. That's why I felt that it was imperative to remind the board of policy 2270. While release time for religious instruction is permitted, the policy states in its last paragraph that such exercise or expression may be limited to lunch periods or other non-instructional time periods when students are free to associate. Trozone is certainly not a period when students are free to associate. Both of my boys can attest to that fact. It's a dedicated academic block where they are expected to work quietly. Rather, it is a key component of the middle school schedule that supports our strategic plan by supporting our struggling learners and our accelerated learners, our 504 learners, and our IEP learners. It is my hope that anyone that's involved in the decision of when LifeWise will remove students from our school, they keep that strategic plan in mind. I recognize that many board members do have connections to LifeWise, whether your kiddos are going, whether you have spouses that are teaching at it, or whether you were responsible for bringing the petition to bring it to our district. So I kindly ask that we remember policy 0144.3 that states that if a board member with a personal interest conflict would abstain from any participation in discussion or voting on a matter if that decision were to come to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to speak? Okay, there's another opportunity. Oh, sorry.
This is just an ad lib. Hi, I'm Barb Maring, high school art teacher and K-12 department chair. I just wanted to let you know that we had our Fine Arts Fair at the end of March. It was wonderfully attended. It wasn't the highest attendance we ever had. It was not nearly the lowest attendance, right smack in the middle. And this year we counted. First time we've ever counted in the 20 years or so that we've been doing this, and we had 1,000 attendees. So that was a really exciting thing, and I just wanted to let you know that it was a really beautiful day, and I hope to see you there in the future when we have another Fine Arts Fair. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Be another opportunity later in the meeting to speak as well. On to committee and liaison reporting. Do we have any board committees that met this past month? No? Okay. On to consent grouping. May I have a motion to approve the consent grouping items?
I move that we could approve the consent group items 3A through 3D.
I'll second.
All right, it's been motioned and supported. This is a roll call vote.
Flickema?
Yes.
Hilton?
Yes.
Hess, yes. Stanton?
Yes.
Wenger?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right. Board items for information and discussion. Middle school presentation. Ms. Kelly Wegner.
Hi, thank you so much for having me here today to present to you. My name is Kelly Wagner, and my current role is the middle school principal. And I have had this role for the last 8 years, and it has been a pleasure to see our building grow and change over the years. Our student profile, or school profile, we have currently 703 students in grades 6 through 8. We have 2 administrators, 42 and a half teachers, 2 counselors, 1 social worker, 10 and a half support staff members, 2 and a half interventionists, which include a half-time ELA interventionist who also teaches an ELA intervention course, as well as our behavior interventionist and a math interventionist, as well as 3 amazing administrative assistants. Our data in terms of the middle school, proud moment is that our school continues to grow from fall to spring testing every year for our 8th graders. We also, a point of pride last year, had 78% of our students were proficient in the area of ELA, which is very high for us, still again above the state average and above the US average as well. We continue to decrease our discipline in terms of misbehavior and things like that by 50% from the beginning of the year until now. We have also, that it can be attributed to our character building lessons that we do in our Trozone class 1 time per month. Those are taught by Lindsay or I, one of our school counselors, as well as sometimes our behavior interventionist has done those as well, and our teaching staff. And those lessons are created by our MTSS coordinators within our building. We also give our kids those positive behavior reward points, which 100% of our students have received reward points this school year. If you've ever been to our markets or seen those, they're very busy lunch periods, and our students want all the candy that they can possibly get, as well as apparel. Those are the 2 things that they really love the best. With that being said, we've had over 250,000 market points provided to our students from the beginning of the year until now. Last but not least, one of my favorite things that we started this year was our Honors Club. It is a honor roll plus program that we started this school year. That includes rewards for grades, yes, A's and B's, attendance, as well as 0 ISS or out-of-school suspensions. And overall, being a good human is what I tell our kids. So we have had 50% of our students at every single grade level make or meet the criteria for our Honors Club. They also get a field trip. If you've ever heard of that, or if you have heard of that, we have shut down Dave & Buster's for our entire 350 kids to go. We last week actually went to Celebration Cinema South and took over 3 movie theaters. So I wasn't expecting it to be this big, but it has, and it is a great motivator for our kids. Where are we now? As one of our parents said, we do have a Trozone. We plan to continue that and continue to improve that. With our Trozone, one thing that we changed this year was having what is called the quiet zone. For students who don't necessarily need help from other teachers during that time, but just want a quiet space to go work and read silently. So they go, we have 3 different areas in our building that those kids go to by grade level. And so they're able to go there and sign out with their Trozone teacher for the 25 minutes, Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. Again, continuing those market points. Hope Squad, that is something that our high school has started this year, and we're hoping to continue. We are currently working with the high school Hope Squad coordinators and developing a great partnership with them, and they are actually coming over, the high school Hope Squad is coming over to our building at the beginning of May, show us what they're doing and some cool activities, and in our next slide, I'll talk about what we plan to go from there. Our college and career readiness, I think we do an awesome job of that. Thanks to TAEF, we are able to transport our kids to Bradford White multiple times, as well as to GRCC for field trips. We hope to expand that program next year. We also have an amazing partnership with TCU, Thornapple Credit Union. They come in and do lessons with all 3 of our grade levels. This year they did the Price is Right with our 6th graders, and they actually knew what it was. Usually we weren't expecting our kids to even know what that is anymore. But they did a great job of participating and winning prizes and things like that.
We plan to increase our programming within student services based on the needs of individual students. We do surveys every year to see what our students want, what they need, and we provide those services from there. Also, increasing our amount of clubs that we have. We want every student to be involved in something, whether it's athletics, fine arts, clubs. We have chess club, we have crochet club, we have all different things, and those ideas usually come from our kids. They actually find the advisor for them. I don't have to do anything, but continue to advertise that. Where are we going? Again, Hope Squad, and continuing to build upon that program, hoping that it is fully implemented by mid-year next school year. We're also continuing to build upon our study skills classes. As I said, we have the ELA intervention classes, we have a math intervention class, but what we found is that our kids need additional help in science and social studies too. So we want to build a study skills class for general education students, not just our students with IEPs. So we hope to implement that next school year. We're also, again, hoping to increase our college and career readiness opportunities in partnerships with area businesses such as LAX and Suburta. I cannot say that word properly for the life of me, as well as taking our kids on tours of other educational institutions and trade schools. Intervention tracking, we're hoping with the new student success coordinator position that we can help to increase our intervention tracking and putting kids on the right path sooner rather than later. Having our mentor program and partnering with community members who want to mentor our kids. We feel our parents want it, our kids really do want it. They want another adult, not just within our building and not just within their home, but in the community who understands, they feel like understands them a little bit better and understands, again, what it's like to be a preteen and a teenager. Last but not least, we are planning to review our math and social studies curriculum within the next 2 years, just like we have done with our ELA and science curriculum this school year. It has been an awesome process led by Megan, and we look forward to doing that with our math and social studies in the coming years. Thank you guys so much for your support of the middle school. It is a tricky age, but we do love them. They're babies and big bodies. That's what we call them, so thank you.
Thanks for all your work at that level.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Thank you.
Look forward to watching you on your new journey.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I've got a quick question. Did you say it was open for questions? Okay. So, you had stated that there was a 50% increase in behavior improvement. How was that gauged?
Oh, the decrease? So we track.
Sorry, decrease, yes.
Yep, we track all of our student behavior. So a teacher, for example, will, let's say a student is being disruptive in class. So they log those. And so we have conversations with all of our kids whenever they're logged and base consequences based on those, and they have actually decreased.
Okay.
Since the beginning.
So this is this
From the
spring compared to fall or compared
This
to
is
last?
beginning of the school year compared to now,
Perfect.
so our current kids.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to know. And then my other question is for Trozone. Because I know I'm hearing that, we're starting to ramp that up and that's awesome. Is that Trozone a requirement for graduation or is that extracurricular?
No,
Just to
it's extra.
clarify.
It was called our power class.
That's what I
previously.
thought,
Yep.
yep.
And so it's basically just another time period in which kids can get additional help. Originally, power class started as just reading at the middle school.
I
And then
remember.
it has evolved over the years, and we're able to provide those students with that additional support those kids who can't stay after school or for various reasons, or we've had positive feedback from parents saying, thank you for helping my kid with this math because it is taught very differently from what we learned. So it's a cool
an added bonus.
Yeah,
Love that.
absolutely. Yep, and it's 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you again.
Thank you very much for your time. All right, Curriculum Director, Ms. Wonders, is with us tonight to provide information on a new middle school English language arts pilot.
I don't know why I didn't imagine how many opportunities I would get to come up and be on a microphone in front of a group in this role. So those that know me well know that I'm really excited about that. But with that said, Kelly, that was a nice segue because, yes, we were working on, or have been working on 2 pilots at the middle school level since last spring. So it began before I took this position, and we've carried it forward since then. So tonight I have the English Language Arts grade 6 through 8 curriculum proposal for you. As you can see by the icon there, we are looking for you to consider Houghton Mifflin Harcourt into literature for grades 6 through 8 as our proposed curriculum. So just to give you, oh, technology is my other, oh, yeah, gotta turn it on. To give you a little oversight into how we arrived at the decision, so we had a team that was made up of our 6th grade teachers, 7th grade teachers, 8th grade teachers, as well as our special education and intervention teachers that work with our ELA students and classes, and then myself from the curriculum office, and then also administrators in the building, and our consultant from the ISD supported us as well. So they, at the ISD, have consultants in each of the subject areas, and so getting input and different strategies, rubrics, information about other districts, it's a great resource to use. So that has been the team that has worked on this proposal all year long. A little bit of our timeline of the selection, I apologize, it's kind of small for, or maybe it's my eyes at this point, it could be me. But our timeline, we identified originally 2 programs that we were looking at. So Study Sync with McGraw-Hill being one of them, Houghton Mifflin into Lit, and then also Savas My Perspectives ended up being a 3rd that we looked into. So this involved months of the teachers trialing units in their classroom, as well as then reflecting on that and working through a rubric to see meeting different criteria. So as a team, we worked on looking at, does it have assessments that meet our needs? Does it clearly hit on all of the Michigan standards? Identifying points for science of reading in the curriculum. What does the online platform look like, both teacher and student end? Are there print and digital components? These are just some of the pieces. So quite an extensive rubric to go through, rate each of these programs, ended up narrowing it down to 2, and then from there, gathered again, really looked more in depth, met with the companies, and narrowed it down to Houghton Mifflin into Lit. And so that's what we are bringing forth today. That has gone through the building team as well as the district school improvement team for approval. So I mentioned one of the things that we looked for was a balanced, comprehensive resource. So I actually hauled the big box over here just for weightlifting maybe, but I have those here because we do have both a print and digital component with this curriculum. So that's a really nice piece. There's a push, you know, to move back to print. I think we need to be somewhere balanced in the middle. A lot of our testing is still online. We need to have that component as well, as that's where technology is moving with AI. All of those pieces exist, but also hands-on, tangible textbooks as well as novels exist with this programming. So we will be looking at a plan that includes all of those components. I just included here, this was one thing that did come up in conversation that kind of set this one apart from some of the others, and embedded close reading routines. This was just one example of how this company really carried forward strategies across the grade levels. So looking for that continuity and not having to rebuild language and structure of what the lessons look like year to year. So you can kind of hit that ground running year after year instead of teaching those different components within the lessons, and that was very consistent within this program, and something that the middle school team really felt strongly about, and we're excited to see that in this program. This, which you can't see up close, but I do have these for anyone, it identifies all of the novels that could be associated with the units. These would not all be used. There's just simply not enough time in the year. But the program does have the very structured core group lessons, but then also space for teachers to pull in novels. And so these have all gone through our review process here, and some have been selected to be more at a high school level, and so those have been taken out as options for teachers to choose, but these have gone through our internal review process. This is an example, so Writable is another component, so they're always with these programs, offer lots of optional add-ons, add-ons, add-ons. This was one we felt strongly about. Writable, it offers the ability for teachers to comment on writing and engage with writing kind of in the moment with students, and it houses progress that they're making on things. They can peer edit. So it was a digital component for the writing that just offered a lot of opportunity for peers and teachers to work together on writing. And we were able to put that in with our package. This clip is from Ed Reports. So often something when we're looking and even just trying to narrow down which companies to look at, this is something we'll go to Ed Reports and see how are these reviewed, and it came out all green. So you're looking at things, text quality, usability. It looks at many different factors. This is used from kindergarten through 12th grade, and as you can see here, scored very high in all areas. And then that just leaves us, next steps would be, pending approval here, we would move forward, hopefully even this school year with planning training. Teachers have been in training already just through the pilot experience, but eager to expand on that and get moving and try to prepare for next year. They've already looked at curriculum maps that are in place and said, okay, what would change, what standards need to move based on what this program would include. So they're ready to move on that work, be trained up and ready to roll and implement in August pending approval. So that is kind of what we would do throughout the summer in preparation and then implementation in August. So that is all I have for you tonight.
Oh, thank you for crossing all the Ts and dotting all the Is.
We are trying, yeah. It's a lot, there's a lot that's included, and learning a lot of the art of sale and what people will try to get. And we really tried to narrow it down to what do we need, what will we use, and how can we meet the standards and do that effectively. So this has been a great team to work with for one of the first big proposals.
Any other questions?
I had a couple.
Sure.
So what I was super excited about when I was reading this and even listening to you say how it was going to be, textbook plus online, which I know for even my own kids, some of them do better when it's in their hand versus online. So I'm super excited about that. Is there a way for different stages of learners to advance? Like, is there?
Yes, and I'm sorry I didn't address this.
No,
Maybe
I'm just
we've had
curious.
a longer presentations today than usual, but yes, so that is one piece that we went through with the rubric that I said of how we evaluated each of the programs. So addresses differentiation at multiple levels. So for students with disabilities, for our EL students, advancement. It also integrates with NWA MAP testing, so we can filter those scores in to help do some placement on activities, which many companies are doing now, but it's nice that, it's confirmed because they're already doing it, whereas some are just coming along there. So, yes, it addressed all of those needs.
Awesome. And then for the textbooks, is every student getting a text? Like, will students be able to take this textbooks home if they're needing more time to study? How is that gonna?
Yeah, so taking them home might be something, I mean, if you can see the size of them there, they are quite heavy. But, so there's a hardcover and a softcover student book, so a consumable softcover book for students to work through, and then a hardcover book. And so, also, there's printable versions, and they would have access online to their students. So it might depend on what they were working on. I would not see them carrying this back and forth every day by any means. But yes, like in the event of needing more time on something, yes, there would be student tangible copies available.
And then I think my last question was, is there the possibility for parents to view the writables to assist at home? Because I know there's been times where my own children have said, like, I'm really struggling in this, and I can see in their grade, like, there's been a drop.
Sure.
But it's really hard for me to kind of work on the weekends with them or work at night with them on whatever, topic is that they're struggling with when I'm not able to see where they're.
So I don't know, as far as like a parent just logging into, I don't know what that would look like necessarily. I was gonna say, yes, I have a demo code for you to be able to go on and explore what any of this would look like. I do have that available for you. But once we get into the program, what that would look like, it would be likely side by side in your student account. I don't know that there would necessarily be, I haven't come across that in the programs that we've been looking at where we've had like a separate parent portal where you could get information to be able to teach the lesson, but they would be able to access their account at home.
Okay. All right, that's it. Thanks.
Is there any data showing for this specific plan, how it's improved test scores at other schools or districts or anything?
That's part of what the all green ed reports is reflective of that. How is it performing in other districts? Surrounding districts, I just blanked, I want to say Kentwood, but Rockford has implemented this. And then there's some other schools too at different levels because this exists, programming beyond 6-8. Those are two more local districts off the top of my head that I can think of. But that is what is reflected in when they're doing the.
That was the 100%, any three?
Sure.
Okay, perfect.
And then if I remember, you said that the community can come in and review.
Yes, so I have a set available, and so the hardcover as well as a demo login that they provided us so that you can see any of the digital experience as well.
Is that through May 11th?
I'm like, what is today? Yes, would that be 2 weeks? I don't even know what day it is anymore. So yes, May 11th sounds, that's our next meeting, yes.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your work on that.
Thanks for your hard work.
All right, board items for action. I'm going to turn this over to Mark Provost.
Yes, thank you, Tyler. So as you may have recalled at our March board meeting, we had a list of projects that we were looking to do out of our capital improvement fund, or what I like to call Fund 49. So keep in mind, this is outside of our general fund expenses. But, so action item A is related to our Page Elementary to get carpeting. It came in at a total of $309,173.77. We are looking to do the main office, all the offices off of that, the hallways, the classrooms, pretty much everything outside of the gymnasium and cafeteria. So it is pretty involved. So we're looking to have that take place this summer. But the only other thing I did want to mention with that is I did put in a 10% contingency. As they rip up things, you never know what they may find. I would hate to have them stop the project, have to come back to the board, but I do fully anticipate that it should be at the 309. But I did ask for a total of $340,091, just based on the true cost plus a possible 10% contingency. Also, we're going to be utilizing the Sourcewell contract, so that's been competitively bid out, utilizing Bentley, who manufactures the carpet, and then DeGraff, who will do the install as well as take out the old carpet and dispose of that. So, but that is all I have regarding the Page Elementary carpet.
Perfect. Any questions for Mark? All right, looking for a motion. I'll make a motion that the Board of Education approve the purchase of new carpet at Page Elementary utilizing the district's capital improvement fund not to exceed $340,091.15.
I'll support.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Oh, sorry. That's a roll call. I messed it up.
It's okay.
I'm human. Roll call vote.
All right.
You had it in
Stanton?
bold.
Yes. Hilton?
Yes.
Lickamup?
Yes.
Hess, yes, and Winger.
Yes. Okay. Now we're moving on to the purchase of student devices. I'm also going to turn this over to Mark Provost.
Yes, thank you. So this was also a lead item on that document that we shared in the month of March. We are asking for 400 devices. This is down from
years prior, where we have usually done 450. That is because of the drop in enrollment, and we also feel we have excess devices on hand or ones that we can utilize to make it work for next year. The total cost of the devices has gone up significantly. Last year, in talking with John, it was at $204, but as he may have shared in recent board meetings, that the price of electronics has gone up significantly. So I think the true cost of that is $337, and then they also have a $30 Google management license that we need to have on every device. So in total, we're looking at $146,796. This is through the REMC contract, so it's been competitively bid out. As you may have seen on his write-up, there was 3 different devices that he bid out. This is the one that's in the middle. They're the Dell. That's the one we currently utilize and have had great success with. I asked him what was the major factor between this versus maybe the cheaper one or more expensive. He said, obviously we've had Dell, but the service and just the overall quality, because we do have these last at least 5 years for our students. So that's why he's recommending the device that's $337 with the Google management fee of $30. So in total, it's $367 per device.
And did you say that you guys usually do this every 5 years, or is this yearly?
Well, there's a cycle that we go through. We buy them typically every year, but they do last for numerous years. So until they become obsolete, so we try to get 5 years per device.
I think I'm confused. So you're buying brand new ones every year, and then what's happening with the ones that we currently have?
Some of them are recycled, they're refurbished. We also have, when you're in 12th grade, they go with the student.
Okay, that's what I need.
So,
that
yep.
makes sense. Thanks.
All right, any other questions? All right. So we need to have a motion.
Oh, and this is also coming out of our capital improvement funds.
Yes. Yep.
If I could get my page to go up.
I'll motion that the Board of Education approve the purchase of 400 Dell 11 Chromebooks plus management license for a total of $146,796 from People Driven Technologies.
I'll support.
All right, it's been motioned and supported. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Messed that one up. All right. Our second public input. We have another opportunity for public comment. Is there anyone who wishes to speak at this time? Going once, twice? All right. We'll close public comment. Board comments.
Is there someone that can help us, Mr. Pouch, with like just making sure regarding LifeWise, those concerns? Can we just double check those and make sure if we're, go to the church, members, check all the boxes? There's someone that.
Yes, so in case the community didn't hear it, the question was, is there somebody who could follow up on some of the LifeWise concerns that was brought up? I think I took pretty good notes. I have a good picture. If not, I know where to find the individual, and yes, I will follow.
Thank you.
And then for me, I'd just like to share, being new on the board, I'm definitely learning as we go, and I think all of us are learning a ton, but the one thing that I've really stood firm with is the fact that, something we can hold on to that's not opinionated, has no bearing on my opinion, your opinion, is that we've made an oath to abide by the Constitution, which makes everything really cut and dry, so it really helps make our job a lot easier. With that being said, I will just share a well-known, couple well-known laws that I know of that we always, at least myself, and I know a couple other of us, will always keep in mind whenever decisions are brought to our table. So the first one being that there is, as far as LifeWise, the law does state MCL 380.1561 3D Students may leave school property for religious classes during the school day, provided the instruction does not take place on public school property and a parent provides a written request. So that's kind of something to keep in mind. And then the other law that I usually go back to always when trying to decide if I, have the ability to overstep or stay in my lane, which is MCL 380.10. Parents and legal guardians have a fundamental natural right to direct the care, teaching, and education of their children. Public schools must cooperate with parents to develop student capabilities in a safe environment, including rights to review curriculum, textbooks, and observe instructional activities. So with that said, I hope we all just remember to keep that in mind when we're making decisions about, big topics such as the one you brought up with LifeWise. There's certain things we have the right to make votes on and certain things we don't. So just wanted to share that.
I would like to make a comment. I was nervous about running tonight's meeting. I don't know if you noticed.
You
but,
did great. No, I didn't
it was pretty scripted. I would like to nod my hat to the young student that got to the podium and presented.
Oh, yeah.
Because I couldn't have done that in high school. And, I have educators sitting in here that knew me in high school and knew I spoke my opinion, but I was nervous in public speaking. So I just thought that was very cool, what he did tonight. That took a lot of
Brave.
courage, so, very brave. So we have a lot of great students.
Yeah.
So very proud.
And also piggybacking on that, great students, our foster son went to prom, and he has some challenges, and we spent $300 on a suit, and off he went, and he had a delightful time. He is not social. He has trouble making friends. And in the car on the way home, he chit-chatted about how a girl even asked him to dance. And he has turned a corner in his high school career. So everybody that has children at the high school, I just want to say a big thank you from a nervous foster mom. When you send your kid out there and they have challenges, you really don't know. In fact, my husband and I picked a restaurant and camped there just in case because we wanted him to have a way out. So thank you to all the kids that made Matthias's night great. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then I wanted to give a big congratulations to Kelly on her new position. I know you got up there and you got to talk, and it's just, you didn't get a chance to be completely congratulated by all of us. We're really excited for you and for what that position's going to do because it's much needed, so.
Definitely. Any other comments? All right. I guess we'll adjourn the meeting at 8:27.